Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. Welcome back to my playthrough of Mafia Definitive Edition. I hope that you guys are enjoying this series. Let's continue where we left off here. If you guys are enjoying this series, do drop a like. It does help a lot. Omerta. For people that don't know what Omerta is the written code of or I should more say unwritten code of silence in the mafia. It basically means you're gonna be completely loyal to the family. You are never gonna snitch on the family. You are never gonna betray the family. When you break the Omerta, that's basically it. That it is the death penalty. It's death for you. That there is no forgiveness when you break the Omerta.
Hey, boss. I came as soon as I got your message.
Sit down, Tom. We have a mole, Tom.
No. Oh.
I was up all night driving myself nuts trying to figure it out. I started thinking maybe it's one of our guys. We aren't paying his fair share. Someone with a light wallet. Maybe looking to Morello for a new suit. Frank wasn't around, so I went to the safe to get the account books. To see who's getting cents on the dollar he's earned.
What do you know?
The books are gone, Tom.
Frank.
More than 50 years I've known him. Everything I have, I got with Frank. And every buck we've earned, every dime we've paid out, it's all logged in those books. Frank hands those over to the feds, we're finished.
Frank respects one person in this whole town, and that's you. This has got to be some kind of misunderstanding.
I've been calling him all day. I went by his place. He's gone. His wife and kid are gone.
But why?
I don't know. I'm sure he has his reasons. Maybe he's still smarting over the dog.
But when you tried to drown?
Yeah. Same one I shot after he wouldn't let me sink her. I was a stupid kid, Tommy. But grudge or no grudge, we gotta get those books back. Shake down all our stories. See who knows what.
Dooley means rat, by the way.
When you catch up to Frank, you get those books. And if he doesn't have them on him, you make him tell you where to find them. After that, you do what we gotta do. Vincenzo's waiting for you with a clean car.
Tommy. We gotta keep a lid on this, Tom. Start with Biff, but don't give him nothing. I got you a clean set of wheels. And something special here, if you want it.
Lupara.
Tough day today, Tom.
When Frank sees a Lapara, he'll know. The old ways work.
For people that don't know what a Lupara is a Lupara is a sawn-off double-barreled shotgun that the Italian mafia had used, and it was their signature kill. So when the mafia was gonna kill somebody, Sicilian mafia specifically, they would use a double-barreled shotgun, and it was both, it was both to scare people, but also to send a message. Because double-barreled shotgun, when they killed them with the Lupara, they oftentimes fired both barrels at the same time, and that extremely loud, very, very loud, one of the loudest firearms at the time, would scare everyone around, and on top of that, it would leave a nasty wound. You get shot twice with a double-barreled shotgun at point-blank range, you have almost no chance of surviving. None. And it leaves such a nasty wound, the body looks so bad after that, and so everybody sees that, they know that it's the Italian Mafia that did that. That is Carlo right there. That is the Don's driver.
And now for the latest news. The Navy is today... continuing its search for the remains of those brave souls lost aboard the airship USS Akron. The Akron was destroyed in a violent thunderstorm off the New Jersey coast Tuesday morning, with the loss of 73 of 76 aboard. The disaster stands as the worst aviation accident on record. Yesterday, one of the survivors, Lieutenant Commander Herbert B. Wiley, spoke to members of the press and gave a brief account of the tragedy. He also spoke of the survivors' rescue by the German tanker, Phoebus. President Roosevelt has described the loss of the Akron as a national disaster and said that he grieves with the wives and families of those lost and the nation. We will bring you more on the disaster and the Navy's search as we receive it. Thank you for listening. We return now to our scheduled programming.
Tommy, what's the rumpus?
Heard any big news lately? Something that Don might want to know.
It depends. What's it worth to you?
$20.
How about 40?
All right, spill.
The FBI's in town. They're getting something from Morello, but I don't know what.
How'd you hear?
Little Tony got some guy drunk in the Black Cat and drove him home. Heard a bunch of stuff, so he's the guy you want to see.
Okay. Thanks.
Always a pleasure, Tommy.
Welcome to a WLH Sports Report. There's a sense of anticipation as we await the start of the big game. Our very own Lost Heaven Lancers are out on the road, deep in enemy territory as they take on bitter rivals, the Empire Bay Cannons. This year's Gold Series is shaping up to be one of the best on record, with both teams matching one another blow for blow. Despite the Cannons' home field advantage and an early lead in the series, the Lancers have bounced back and have really taken their rivals to task. Many of the plaudits and column inches have been dedicated to one man. Lancers pitcher Bunny Smith is one of this year's standout performers. And with this series tied at 3-3, he may well be the key man that brings the Wiseman Trophy back to last heaven.
Do like that detail in the radio cuts out when you go in the tunnel.
Foghorn, Jack Seidel. His solo home run in the bottom of the fifth inning of Game 5 turned events in favor of the Empire Bay team. Victory was canceled out by the Lancers in Game 6, and we now have a powder keg finale that is sure to have everyone glued to their radios. Can Bunny Smith bring it home for Lost Heaven? Or will the Cannon's towering redhead have the final say? WLH 570 Lost Heaven Radio will carry live coverage of the final game of the Gold Series, and we hope you'll join us in wishing our boys
Dangerous driving on Central Island.
some of the latest musical numbers.
Oh no.
Everything okay, Tom?
Nah. Nah, it's not. What's this about the guy you drove home who's with the feds?
He came in for a drink, which turned into 10. He's hired muscle for some kind of safe house.
Where?
Oak Hill, corner of Pine. He gave me $10 to drive him back and keep my mouth shut. Later on, that Councilor Gilatti's brokered some kind of deal between Morello and the FBI. They were all ready to sit tight on someone in there.
Why the hell didn't you tell us?
Tom,
Yeah.
I did. I came in to see Frank straight away. He didn't tell the Don?
No. No, he didn't.
Tom, what's going on?
Yeah, I was about to say that. Why didn't he tell anyone? And then he told Frank. Go get him, boys. Game 7 of the 1933 Gold Series takes place today. The Lost Heaven Lancers play the Empire Bay Cannons at the Armory, with one team certain to take home the trophy. After a heroic campaign filled with exhilarating twists, Captain Bunny Smith will lead his men onto the diamond to play the Lancers' first series victory in over 2 decades.
Return now to the coverage of Game 7 of the Gold Series. And by the looks of it, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be underway any minute now. The crowd here in the Armory are restless. You can almost taste the tension as we approach this, the deciding game between these two famous rivals. More than a little bad blood between them, and more than a couple of nasty flare-ups in recent years. Of course, this occasion, more than any other, could prove feisty, what with the drama that closed out the previous game. That, of course, saw the Lancers win to tie the series, and it's not often Empire Bay and Lost Heaven can boast the game's best current hitter and pitcher, respectively. I refer, of course, to Foghorn Seidel, a man mountain with a shock of red hair, and Lancers star Bunny Smith. Speaking of Smith, he is jogging, I suppose you'd say, between his teammates, issuing last-minute orders. They seem responsive to whatever he's saying. He commands respect from his team, that is for sure. My goodness, there must be some nerves among some of the younger Lancers. Helms, Graves, and Nicholson. Smith seemed to have pepped them up. That's good to see. That's what a good captain does. The Cannons lineup is meandering over to the home team dugout. The Lancers are slowly taking up their position, so we can't be too far away from the opening pitch here at the Armory, the home of the Empire Bay Cannons. Stay with us for more.
The mission of Lost Heaven Radio, our city's public service broadcaster, is to serve you. Start your day with WLH 570.
Yeah, I gotta turn that off. I'm gonna get copyright now. But at least the car stopped over there when it saw me moving. If this was GT Online, the car would keep going.
Looks like the place. Take me to those account books, Frank.
And we we return now to coverage what could be the final play of this game and the series between the Lost Heaven Lancers and the Empire Bay Cannons. A quick reminder that this final inning is being brought to you by Swift Cola. When you need a lift, reach for a Swift. It's not only a taste sensation, it's guaranteed to increase focus, drive, and mental clarity. Pick up a bottle of Swift Cola today. And as we are coming to a close, let me thank today's...
Also, there's one thing I wanted to say here. For people that are confused on what Frank is giving the feds, he's giving them the books. And what the books basically are is it's the Mafia's account books on where they got all of their money in the last few years. All their sources of income. If the police get that, they pretty much have proof of them committing all of those crimes, all of those illegal operations. They can trace it right back to them and take the entire organization apart. It's probably the single greatest piece of evidence that you can have against organized crime is having their account books, basically having proof of where the family gets the money from. Now, you probably wonder, why would the Mafia keep that, stuff written down? Like, wouldn't it be safer not to keep it written down because then people can find it? Well, the point is, the reason that they do keep it written down was they have to find out people are stealing from them. It's basically, the Mafia has their own accountants in a way. It's illegal what they're doing, but just think of how people do an accountant, they manage all their finances. Mafia does the same thing with illegal money. They basically are calculating where each of their dollars go in their operation. This is, how much this goes towards drugs, this is how much this goes towards gambling, this goes towards alcohol, this goes towards, strip clubs, this goes towards casinos, this goes towards extortion, this goes towards, bribes, this goes towards, this goes towards unions, stuff like that, union strikes. The Mafia had a lot of involvement with union strikes specifically. So basically is, they have to keep all of that money on record, and the reason for that is because they have to see if anybody's stealing from the organization. If they don't have files on that, then anybody can basically steal from the organization, and they can't prove it. And typically whoever's going to have the, the account info is somebody that's very trusted to the Don, like the consigliere, in this case, Frank.
Sponsors, Big Break Cigarettes and Lost Heaven Courier. Both of these teams could be said to be entering golden eras. Each team has a star player at the core with promising youngsters set around them. I refer, of course, to Smith and Seidel. The Cannons have had several such golden periods. The Lancers, it's fair to say, have not. I can see Lancers manager Frankie Hodge prowling in front of the dugout, gesticulating. He seems animated, to say the least. Looks like he's putting one of the officials in his place or something or other. With the noise of the crowd, it is quite hard to say for sure. Whatever's going on down there, you can feel the sense of occasion, and you just know that whatever happens, the crowd will be the first to tell you what has happened. The Lancers are now within minutes of snatching the Gold Series, which at one stage it appeared doomed, but they equally teeter on the edge of defeat. It all comes down to the final play. Nobody is warming up in the bullpen. Nobody down there is considering the possibility
Gotta
of
be
extra
some
innings.
kind of meat happening.
Bunny Smith then, standing on the mound, a look of steely determination on his face. He's betraying no emotion, doesn't look nervous or tired after his exertions this series, nor does he appear to be carrying the weight of expectation. He's having a word with the umpire about something or other. What a strapping fellow, 6'2", 195 pounds. If the Lancers are to win here today, he's going to write himself into the record books. And boy, oh boy, what that would mean to the people of Lost Heaven after such a long time without glory on the diamond. All right, they've sorted out whatever was going on. Here we go then. In for the Cannons, it's Paddy Doherty. Smith is pitching the game of his life, but Doherty's a big man. If he can catch one,
Goodness,
he could
isn't
run,
keeping
and
right
with
here.
bases loaded, the Cannons could have it. Here we go. Doherty facing down Smith. Fastball and strike. The big man thought he had it. Some speed on that ball, my goodness. It's fair to say Doherty looks a little spooked. He was convinced he
shit.
had it. His body
They're
language
taking you to the
tells
airport,
tale.
Frank?
Smith remains cool under pressure, not a flicker of emotion on his face. He winds up. And that's two. There was zip on that one. Good Lord. Seidel is barking something at Doherty, but we have no chance of hearing it as the noise of the crowd reaches fever pitch. Doherty's gesturing, and that's only making Seidel more irate. This is it, folks. Another strike, and the Lancers win. If Doherty can get behind it, surely the Cannons will get all their men home and snatch victory. A swing and a miss, and that's the winners! Lancers win! Lancers win! And Smith finally cracks an elated smile. He's thrown his cap in the air, as have his teammates. Lancers win the 1933 Gold Series!
Christ. They're flying him out of state or something. Fuck, this ain't good.
Okay. I'm not gonna get in that way.
Some kind of gangster. Why the hell isn't he being flown out by the feds? Guess we all want the same thing.
Informant handover. 1200, that's 12 o'clock. 1300, that's 1 o'clock. We shut down the airport. Informant FBI escort leave safe house. 1315, informant exchange and taken to hangar 5. 115. We get accounts book after agent after informant handed over.
Say I'm happy dealing with these people.
They told me not. Now let's try there. Now let's try there. Kept the lid on this so far. Let's get it done quietly and go home. Give up now.
Hasn't the honor to even show his face.
For a rat like you? Nah. Get in the car.
And you can do this whole mission. You can do this whole mission complete stealth. We're gonna do that right now. Yeah, they don't really use airships anymore. The reason... Not because they're so big to manufacture, complicated. And they're after the Hindenburg disaster, airships lost their popularity.
It's the way they got Capone.
And now is how Ennio Salieri dies in jail. It's a good day, my friend.
I'm trying to remember one of these rooms, I think you can go into them. That guy that's out there is gonna be a problem.
Tom.
Frank, the Don sent me.
I figured as much. I'm sorry it had to be you, Tommy.
Anything you want me to tell him?
I wish it could have shaken out better, but Morello finally came after me. It's okay. You can come out. Morello offered me a simple trade. The Don's account books for our lives and tickets out of this town.
You hand the books over yet?
I'm not so stupid, Don. They're safe. Morello was waiting for this.
It's a key to a box in the Grand Imperial Bank downtown.
I told Morello I'd hand it over after the plane was fueled and ready to go. His men were meant to fetch it before we left.
I took care of them. Told them to get on a plane.
Go on, March. Alice, get aboard.
Frank, you're coming with us.
Not right now, honey. Just get buckled in. Tommy and I, we have some serious business to discuss.
But Frank...
Get on the plane, March. For Alice. For me. Get on the goddamn plane, please.
You been paid yet?
Yeah.
Now you've been paid twice. You take the ladies wherever they want to go.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Tom.
Christ, Frank. Why didn't you ask us for help?
I guess I just wanted out. One way or the other. I'm tired, Tommy. Tired of lying to my wife. Tired of checking under my car every time I take a Sunday drive. And tired of waiting for the dawn to put two in my temple.
God damn you, Frank.
Now, if Salieri found out that Tom let Frank go, he'd have him killed for that. The moment that you break the Omerta is you are pretty much dead. And what I was gonna say about Frank is that Frank is probably he's probably based on Torrio. Now, Johnny Torrio, I talked about him in my other parts. He was Al Capone's mentor, so he was the one who ran the Chicago outfit before he handed it over to Al Capone. Now, Al Capone and him actually used to both be in the outfit, and they both worked for Big Jim Colosimo, but they had Big Jim Colosimo killed because he didn't want to go into bootlegging when Prohibition passed. And that's based on the Papone story, where Morello and Salieri both had Papone killed so they could take over. But the difference is that Capone and Torrio ended up working together. They didn't end up, drifting apart. And Capone was very loyal to Torrio, even though they had very different personalities, because Torrio, was the one who recommended Capone, saw Capone as his protege, always showed Capone respect, taught him basically the ropes of the mob, but they had very different personalities. But here's the thing about Torrio. You almost never hear about Torrio. Everyone knows about Al Capone, but nobody really knows about Torrio, and he does have a resemblance a little bit to Frank. The reason I say he's based on Frank is because Torrio is the ultimate gangster, the smartest, I probably would say the smartest mafia boss, at least in Chicago's history. The reason that he is such a smart mafia boss is because he did one simple thing that almost every single other mafia boss refuses to do. You know what that is? Retire. Get out of the game. So about Torrio is Torrio was shot by Jaime Weiss, and a henchman, and they were basically from the North Side gang. Jaime Weiss was Dino Banion's primary enforcer. He ended up taking over after Dino Banion died. They shot him in revenge for him ordering the hit on Dino Banion. And after he got shot, he survived. And when Torrio survived, he basically realized, I'm not going to get this lucky again. I'm going to die, or I'm going to get arrested. And so he said, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm retiring, I'm going back to Italy, I'm done with this. I made enough money in crime, I'm done with this. I don't need any more. And Capone got pissed at him. He's like, no, you can't leave. We're still doing things. And he's like, no, I'm giving you over control of the mafia. You can do whatever. I'm going. And he left to Italy. And the thing about this is almost no one does that, because these gangsters, in their head, it's like a disease. It's like they want more power, they want more money constantly. And so Torrio was that smart guy that he decided basically to get out. And he didn't go down like everybody else. He didn't go down like Al Capone. And that's the thing about Frank, is Frank said, I'm tired of this, I'm tired of lying to my wife, I'm tired of looking under, car for a car bomb. And you think, is that really worth it? It's the money that you get from this, lifestyle. It might be good, sure, but the fear that you get, possibly being killed, being brutally beaten, being arrested, being sent to prison, and on top of that, all the people that you hurt yourself. So it's is that really worth it? No, it's not. But these guys basically want to make quick money with as little work as possible, but they'll be as threatening as possible in order to do that. But Torrio made plenty of money in bootlegging, and he left to Italy. And about Torrio is different, because Torrio is all about business. The reason I say he's the ultimate gangster is because he was all about business. The best gangsters out there, I shouldn't say best because gangsters aren't good people, but I should say the smartest gangsters out there. The smartest gangsters out there are the gangsters that can make a ton of money without any violence. Any violence. So the gangsters that can make a ton of money without any wars, without having to kill anybody, without having to do all this crap that a lot of other gangsters do, the gangsters that focus primarily on business, do not let emotions get in the way, are the smartest, most intelligent gangsters. And that's who Torrio was. Torrio could have gone to war with the Northside gang so many times, but he always let things slide in the interest of business so that they could keep making money, because he understood that wars cause problems. It causes heat, the police go after them, people die, and on top of that is it ruins business. Everybody's losing money during a war. So he was that guy. He avoided bloodshed, tried to always solve everything diplomatically. Al Capone was different. Al Capone liked the publicity. Torrio did not like the publicity. He wanted everything to be private in his life. He did not talk to the media, didn't appear publicly. Capone talked to the media, appeared publicly. Capone engaged a lot of violence, a lot of wars. Torrio didn't really do stuff like that. So even though Capone was his protege, he didn't really learn from Torrio. And Capone ended up suffering because of that, ended up getting sent to prison. Now, Torrio, when he went to Italy, he, just like Frank, they went to Italy. Torrio didn't, even though he was born in Italy, he didn't like retiring in Italy. He was pretty much very Americanized at that point, and he missed America. So he didn't fit in well in Italy, he just didn't like it. He went back to America, and when he went back to America, he helped establish the National Crime Syndicate, and he played somewhat of a role in that, like kind of like an advisor, sometimes like, solving things diplomatically between families, but he largely retired. He never really ran a family again, and he did serve 2 years in federal prison for tax evasion in America, but all the other things that he did, he could have served life in prison 100% on that. And he kept a quiet life. And he ended up, retiring, and, he survived, I think it was until 1957, long after Prohibition had passed. So he was a pretty intelligent man, and Carmine in The Sopranos is based on him. So anytime you see Carmine in The Sopranos, Carmine Lupertazzi, just know that he's based on Johnny Torrio, because he has the exact same personality. Everything about business. It's everything about business, about making money, not getting involved in emotions, not getting involved in feelings, not getting involved in wars, not getting involved in the stupid nonsense. But that's it, is that so many gangsters, they don't know how to control their temper. But that's what I'll say, is that, Torrio was the smartest gangster out there, simply because he didn't engage in a lot of this other stupid nonsense that these other gangsters engaged in.
Where's the safety deposit boxes?
With my colleague downstairs, sir.
Thanks.
The smartest gangsters out there are the gangsters you actually don't know that much about.
Beautiful day, huh?
Uh-huh.
Keeping out of trouble, I hope.
I need to access the deposit boxes for Frank Coletti.
Ah, yes, Mr. Angelo?
Yeah.
Mr. Coletti said it might be you who came, and to provide access. Please, follow me.
So you see, this is, that's how good of a consigliere is Frank was, is that Frank was, Frank knew that Tommy would possibly be the one that would go after him too, and he even told the bank ahead of time.
I got the books and covered my tracks. Salieri never asked any questions. In fact, apart from the funeral, I never heard him talk about Frank again.
Tommy kept the books also as his insurance. He was very smart to do that.
You're making my boys twitchy, Marcoux.
Sergio and I just came by to pay respects, that's all. Known Frank a long time. Almost as long as you. He's a good man. Smart. Loyal. Loyal to his wife. His kid above all else. There must be some kind of honor in that in you.
Maybe. But I'm still looking at this headstone with his little girl's name on it.
It's a hell of a thing.
About this shows you how evil Salieri is, this scene alone right here, because Tommy told Salieri that he killed his wife and daughter also, and Salieri was fine with that. So that just shows you how evil Salieri is, how horrible of a person he is. Don't let it fool you. He acts like he's a man of honor, acts like he's better than Morello. He is not better than Morello. He is just as bad. Okay, so this will be the next chapter right here. So I guess I will be wrapping this up here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, do drop a like. And I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful day, guys.